Hi everyone, welcome back to Beef Reacts, and today we have, not an announcement, but maybe a noticeable change. We have some beautiful Rembrandt lighting, courtesy of the lights that I've owned this entire time, but haven't set up. And this background, courtesy of, somewhere. This month I'm looking to go a little bit, harder in the paint, as the kids say, as the circa 2015 LeBron James players be saying. We're still using the webcam and dog shit mic, but looking to eventually get those changed out. I'm still in the exact same room. I have not moved my monitor or setup. This is just a backdrop. Yes. Move the curtain and you will see Goofy somewhere, I'm sure. The screen is a little bit bigger. I don't know if we like it. If screen too big, let me know. If screen too little, let me know. Audio mixing wise, looking to get better. I'm thinking of getting a new mic and just changing setup around in a lot of different ways. This is more the boring technical stuff that we don't really talk about on my end. It's more fun to talk about the technical stuff on their end. And now let's actually get into the video we're watching. It was recommended by a decent number of people. It is the Fate Grand Order, The Last of the Real Ones AMV. And I talked about it before, but AMVs typically have one or two different ways they can go. They can either be really vibey AMVs, where it's just like the tone fits really well with the music, and it's just kind of a this is badass music video. Or it can be highlighting the story of the music, because it's like I don't want to just talk for 5 minutes and then get into the song, because that kind of sucks. It's just kind of like I want to give this preliminary and then go, so I do apologize. When you're making music videos, or you're cutting to beat, or you're putting music in a story, you are changing fundamentally what the subject of the story is. If the song is now the subject of your story, then all other things are an aspect to serve that song. And that's one way of doing it. Another way of doing it is if you're telling a visual story, then the sound needs to enhance the way the visual story is told. So you need to figure out what medium your story is in, and then use the different elements that you're allowed to use within that medium to highlight the overall most important aspect of it. I hope that makes sense. If it doesn't, we could probably get into it. Also, if I didn't say it before, I don't remember. It was 3 minutes ago. I will pin whoever can tell me the lighting style that's currently working. It's based on a French painter. I never understood how to do it in college until I just kind of said fuck it and looked up who the artist was. So, yeah, it's the one where it's harsh lighting on one side, and that creates a little bit of a window towards an isosceles triangle on the left side of your face. I'll pin whoever says it. And if multiple people say it, whoever's the first, or whoever I read the first, you don't fucking care. Let's jump into it. I recorded 4 minutes and I hit the spacebar thinking that I hate myself.
Just an only child of the universe, and then I found you, and then I found you. You are the sun, and I am just the planets spinning around you, spinning around you. No one's too good to be true. Go play.
First off, this animation is just absolutely beautiful and stunning, and almost every just it looks so Were you really about to say it looks so picturesque? How yes, I look at my hand to talk to myself sometimes. I am a first, I live in POV shots, actually. So you really felt like that was a smart thing to do. That you were going to compare the animated footage to picturesque quality. Fucking stupid, Matthew.
Around you, now it's too good to be true. Gold-plated, but what's inside you? But what's inside you? I know this whole damn city thinks it needs you, but not as much as I do, as much as I do. Yeah, 'cause you're the last of a dying breed.
Ooh, that was vibey. Let's see it one more time. I want to get into it.
'Cause you're the last of a dying breed. Run our names in the wet concrete.
It's weird because they're not cutting on beat, but they're allowing the motion to go into the beat. So it doesn't, from an editing standpoint, it doesn't feel as good as something that does cut on beat, but that's not saying it's bad. It's like, traditionally you want to cut on beat, but this is cutting through, like, not cutting through the beat, but it's, you cut on beat because it's like your, thinking your cuts is like, if you, there's a lot of like philosophy behind actual editing technique. You can either view editing as punctuation or like blinking your eye. So like, how many times do you blink in a minute? Fucking who knows? I don't. You would think, as someone who talking about this and pretending to be an expert on it, I'd know. I want to say it's about 60 times. Could be 120. I don't know. But traditionally, you want to be cutting every 4 to 6 seconds. That's why in film and media, a good way to study cinematography is to cut how many, like your average shot lengths, to just see what you need. And that's a way of doing it. Cutting on beat is kind of like, the music itself is what you're doing. Your cuts on the beat are like your exclamation points, periods, question marks. They're punctuation to what you're saying. If you're cutting through it, think of it more like, not a comma, but I'm trying to use the best thing I can here.
'Cause you're the last of
Like,
a dying breed. Run our names in the wet concrete.
They actually are cutting on beat. I take all of what I just said back. I am actually really fucking stupid, because I was expecting them to cut on the first beat and not the actual drum kick. That is it, drum kick, snare beat.
Everything the rapist knows, everything about me. I'm here in search of your glory. There's been a million before me that ultra kind of love you. Never walk away from. You're just the last of the real ones. You're just the last of the real ones.
So fucking sick, dude.
You're just the last of the real ones. You're just the last of the real ones. You're just the last of the real ones. I am a collapsing star with tunnel vision, but only for you, but only for you.
I also completely, and this is just a complete tangent, I apologize. I plan on watching all of the Fate series at some point. I'm thinking probably after Ruby. I'm gonna be voting on it with the Discord community. Link below, probably. If I'm gonna remember, I usually remember. Or I'm just gonna copy it from a separate. I'll remember. Where we get to in this story is, I want to hear a little bit more. I should hear a little bit more before I just start talking out of my ass.
Vision, but only for you, but only for you. My head is stripped, just like a screw that's been tightened too many times. When I think of you, when
damn.
I think of you, I will shield you from the waves. If they find you, I will protect you. I will protect you. Just tell me, I am the only one, even if it's not true, even if it's not true. Yeah.
It's weird because this is kind of trying, like, it's bad to say that there's like one style. Every single editor, every writer, every director has their own stylistic choices, and that's kind of what makes filming unique. In college, probably one of the best assignments you can do is give everyone the exact same footage after teaching them the basics of editing. Because the basics of editing, you can do if you teach them how to mask, how to transform, how to use opacity, how to scale, how to rotate. Am I missing one? No, because those are all I use. The actual effects panel where you could do all the cool shit, that is like the last 10% you will learn, because all of the actual things that make editing a legitimate, not legitimate process, but like a creative field, have to do with the application of like those 5 to 6 different fundamental techniques. Because once you get really good at those 5 to 6 fundamental techniques, the other 10% becomes infinitely easier. Where this kind of comes into like where it's trying to find itself. I think it does a good job of mixing a story to the song, and I'm still not the last of the real ones, because it's like, is it a love song? Is it a song about being being the last person that this artist feels like they could truly confide in? I'm almost positive it's Fall Out Boy. And if you've ever listened to Fall Out Boy, their Genius lyric videos, it is some of the funniest shit I have ever heard. I believe they're in the song Thanks for the Memories, or Centuries, they're talking about some random shit, and the dude who I don't even think wrote the song is like, so this is about FOMO? Just says it out of nowhere. It makes no sense for the line, and I stand by how it's just ridiculously funny. Thank you.
Not true, even if it's not true. Yeah. 'Cause you're the last of a dying breed, running into the wet concrete. I wonder if the therapist knows everything about me. I'm here in search of your glory. There's been a million before me that ultra kind of love you. Never walk away from me.
Okay, was that... And here's the other thing about using animation, is that it's hard to tell when it is something you did or if it's something that they did. And in college, that got kids docked because they would use anime for like their for like music videos that they were making with songs. And I remember my teacher getting really frustrated and being like, well, how do I know if that's not a that's a transition they did or you did? Well, I could just show you my project file. Nah, I don't want to see it. You can't show your client the project file. Thanks. Okay, that was a bait into it.
The last of the real ones. You're just 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 the last of. I'm here at the beginning of the end. Oh, the end of infinity with you. I'm here at the beginning of the end. Oh, the end of infinity with you. I'm done with having dreams that I believe. Oh, you dream.
Is Fate just a show that had like a JoJo's Bizarre Adventure type deal? I've never seen JoJo's. I will be crucified for that, and I'm ready. I will take my lashings as an anime fan with I think I watched the first 3 episodes. I didn't get into it. It was a lot. All right, JoJo's is a lot for me. It's a big boy show, and I'm not a big boy. I'm still a little baby diaper baby boy. Out of context, that's gonna be bad. I'm waiting for the day they make some type of hit piece about how Beef Reacts is fucking insane. And I am. It's okay. You have your big boy anime like JoJo's, where like there's reoccurring timelines and all this like really crazy shit. Is that what Fate is? like is it like is it like a fate guild and these are adventurers? Because it looks like none of the characters are like recurring really, and it's like different generations of like an ongoing conflict. But are they based off novels? Are they like is it the same world in a different setting, or is it the same thematic? Like, I don't know what it is. I've seen like 4 fights. I've seen a couple AMVs. I want to understand Fate more, and I can't. And the only way for me to understand is to watch it. And I think in the comments one day, everyone was talking about how like the proper way to watch it or where to start. Some people said Blade Works. Some people said the original. I think some people said Fate Stay Night Zero or whatever. I think some people even said here. I don't. As always, I don't know. What I do know is that so far this AMV has been a pretty fucking banger.
You're the last of a dying breed, running into the wet concrete. I wonder if the therapist knows everything about me. I'm here in search of your glory. There's been a million before me. They all try kind of love you, never walk away from. You're just the last of the real ones. 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 You're just the last of the real ones.
Was this a... Wait a minute. Oh, okay. The 5 years. Okay. I'm silly. It's okay. I accept my fate that I will forever be silly. I wanted to bring something up. I don't know if this is the appropriate time to bring it up. I'm never going to be able to bring it up in Ruby. I'm never going to be able to bring it up ever again. I have a legitimate grievance. I have a legitimate gripe. First off, this AMV, fantastic. That I don't need to say it one way or the other. At first, I wasn't exactly sure what they were going for. But as a vibe AMV, that's kind of where it ended up going. Less of a story, I believe. And let me just double check. Because usually there's a story, like, we're following one character, or we're following multiple characters at the same time, and I don't believe that was what was happening here. I think it was showing some of the best scenes from the show, and kind of giving it, like, its own hype, in a sense. Like, it's giving it its own identity within the song. Like, this song would fit as a soundtrack piece to this, because it fits in the hype. So I do believe it's more of a vibe song or vibe AMV rather than a story-based one. But can we talk about the elephant in the room? I just feel like we need to talk about the elephant in the room. Why was the early 2000s film era so into putting pop punk music in the soundtracks of movies, like blockbuster films? Why did Spider-Man 2 have Matchbox, it was a Matchbox 20? Whoever sings the song Vindicated. Whoever sings Vindicated, I want to know why. I want to know who sat there and thought superhero Spider-Man Vindicated. You know, the song that's like, I am wrong, and when I'm like, I am right, no, what the fuck? I remember, but it's like, Vindicated, I am wrong, oh god, I'm wrong. Or I'm right. I fucking don't remember the words, but I love Spider-Man 2, one of my favorite films. I love punk pop, or pop punk, fuck me. But like, why? I feel like we don't talk about it. I feel like it's a secret that is so open and so known to the public, and we don't talk about it. We look at the early 2000s and we say to ourselves, this wasn't the 90s, but it really, really, really fucking wanted to be, but it wasn't. And then we got to the 2010s, and we said, you know what? Fuck the 90s. Fuck 2010. We're gonna do nostalgia for the 80s. But we're not gonna bring back any of the weird shit from the 80s, just the stupid shit. And now we're in the 2020s, and I think we're just bringing back the Great Depression. I'm not even gonna cap with you. I think we're just bringing back the Depression. So, like, if I'm remembered for anything in this world, I want to be the person to be remembered for the fact that in the early 2000s, pop punk was in every major film of all time and somehow considered itself anti-establishment when literally, and I mean literally, it was paid for in every fucking movie. Every teenage movie somehow had it. Blink-182's First Date was used for a Nickelodeon original movie. And if you look up the music video, it is for that fucking movie. I don't know how a genre that's supposed to be so anti-establishment, so or so contrarian to, like, belief, somehow just ended up being a bunch of kids of divorced parents, myself included, making music. Nothing wrong with it. I love pop punk. I cannot stress it enough. It is probably my favorite subgenre. But I fucking want to know why it headlines so many movies. This has been Beef Rants, the random segment in the AMV that I don't even know if you'll watch. But if you feel like it, let me know what other weird trends you like or don't like in early 2000s movies. I like, one that I do personally like, movies that weren't American Pie, but really wanted to be, and they kept all the aspects of the movie that were really not okay, and then got rid of, like, all the heart and, like, ideas behind, like, what American Pie was really about. Thank you, and I post every day, so thanks so much for watching, everyone. I really appreciate your time. I know there wasn't much about this music video, but, like, on God, I shouldn't say on God. This was honestly such a very fun music video that was a lot more of a plug and play of your favorite scenes, and it did a really good job of that, of getting hype and showcasing those cool moments. And I don't think I did a good enough job really in reacting to that aspect of it, while I did notice it. Personally, I think the scene where the dude, like, I don't know why this is so memorable to me, but, like, wherever he does it, right here, like, that was just sick. I want, like, I'm gonna be watching this show soon enough, so I think it'd be really cool to come back to this AMV later after seeing Fate Grand Order entirely. But yeah, sorry. Peace out, everyone. I hope you have a fantastic Monday. I'll see you tomorrow with some more RWBY.